Kevin and Christy.
And here at the Comstock Clan, we like to share ways with you of how we're learning to follow God, live more intentionally, and do life together so we can build a culture of faith, family fun, and freedom. And we're going to share with you one of the ways we make that family culture happen in our home with a family read aloud.
Now, before we get started talking about the family read aloud, I want to jump in and say that one of the keys to making that happen is by having a solid and consistent evening routine. Because I can promise you, without
that,
an evening routine, it's not going to happen.
You'll always think you don't have the time.
This is if you're doing your read aloud app in the evening, obviously.
Right.
We do, that part is important.
And one of the benefits of doing our family read aloud at night is it slows the evening down. And we encourage that process by making an herbal tea that helps calm everybody down and get them ready for the night. Harper, would you grab chamomile, however you say that, and if you want to traverse across the, go for it, rock and roll. Lemon verbena and passion flower. We use a wide variety of teas for different applications. This is just one we're going to use tonight for our evening calm you down read aloud tea, which the kids love. Now that we got the tea brewed, this is going to steep for 10 to 15 minutes. While that's happening, Harper's going to finish up her chores. I'm going to do some playing with the kids. Christy's going to...
School planning with the kids.
School planning.
Oh,
and then we're going to go read.
One thing that we learned really early on when we first started doing family read alouds together, especially when all of our kids were younger, is that there's going to be a lot of up and down, a lot of commotion, a lot of mommy, I need to go to the bathroom, and all of that stuff.
You can't expect things to be perfect right away. It's a process you have to go through, and you just need to be patient, let perseverance kind of take its place, and it will get better with time.
And we've kind of found a balance between, for a little while there, I think we tried to be pretty strict,
more rigid
about, you will sit here and you will be still. And I think that we've kind of loosened up on that a little bit, where it's a little bit more relaxed.
Much more relaxed, allowing them to kind of have a little bit more freedom.
Let's get into this family reading.
By then, we were all thrilled to be back, and we threw open the doors and windows and aired out our home. While Jack worked on taming the ostrich, I tried to hatch the eggs by wrapping them in cotton and heating them over the stove.
When we first started reading as a family, it would be challenging, and so we just shot really low. Like 5 minutes was a success. Count that as a win, and then you can add a little bit of time, work way up to a half hour or even more.
I think it's important not to let the family time together turn into something that the kids are dreading. If it's something that, there's a lot of disobedience and discipline and consequences going on, they're not going to look forward to it. And so really setting the bar somewhere where it works for everybody. You start with that 5 minutes, and then maybe the next day you
6.
do 2.
Oh, yeah. Well, and also just a note, I remember losing my cool because I'd get super upset that they weren't wanting to sit down and listen. Now, I mean, the more we read, the more they want to read.
Yeah.
And I want to it's like anything that takes time. It takes that little bit of intentional effort each day.
I'll admit, I may or may not have this vision of us someday being able to cozy up next to a fireplace on a cold, snowy day and read together for hours. But we're really far from that. We're not read aloud experts.
But, do what you can. It doesn't have to be every day.
We have about 5 days a week that we've got it built into our routine.
We can read 5 nights a week, and then
sometimes our schedule changes. Let's share some of the books that we've read, maybe some of the ones that we want to read.
Right, but so right now we're currently reading The Swiss Family Robinson, and some of the books that we love that we have read is the Robinson Crusoe Indian in the Cupboard, Pax, Sign of the Beaver. That one was great. That story was so neat. Kind of sad, but it was good. What's on the list that we got coming up?
One of the, I guess it's not really a series, it's more of a publisher, is the Classic Starts. Those have been great for the abridged versions where we're trying to get back into reading and we want to just kind of get through a couple books quickly. I think we've agreed that we're going to go back and do Little House in the Big Woods. Maybe try and get through the whole series over the next year or so. The Secret of the Hidden Scrolls, I really want to get that first book in and maybe consider doing the rest of that series. There's a number of Lamplighter books that we have.
Those are awesome.
We've read a number of those.
They're challenging though. Like they're written.
Well, they're old school.
Are they written like from a long time ago? Okay.
They were written a long time ago. They're republished. They're books that have gone like dead. They've gone out of publishing.
I don't know. They're dead.
They're dead. They're dead books that Lamplighter has brought back and republished. Now they also have written their own and they've added to the collection.
I just remember reading the first one. The girl Amy and her brothers. Yeah, and I remember reading that and was like, I'd have to read like a paragraph and then go, my brain is on overload. Hold on a second, because it's just such a challenging literate thing.
But I mean, awesome character values.
Yes.
And
we could talk about that.
Okay.
We could talk about
Another
all the
time.
books.
Okay.
Let's talk about what we do to maintain some peace.
So with the little kids, I'm gonna just call it cheating. We cheat. And we try and help them to keep their little hands busy by bringing in a blanket that they'll lay out on the floor, where if they're playing with something like Tegu blocks or mag formers or rain flakes, any sort of clean and quiet fidget or building toy for them to do and play with the goal of them staying in one spot and playing quietly.
But even for the older kids, we like to engage them or give them the opportunity to do things that they want to do. Like they can play with thinking putty, or our oldest daughter, she loves to draw.
Elias loves to draw with her too.
Yeah, Elias likes to draw.
I personally love it because it gives me an opportunity to do some of the stuff that I wouldn't find time for otherwise, like whether I'm knitting or learning how to crochet. I'm actually thinking about maybe getting like a lap desk so that I can work on my hand lettering while we're reading.
Yeah.
So any of those like crafty things that I have a hard time making time for, that if I don't have a kid on my lap, then I can.
Good luck.
And in mentioning a lap desk, I'm thinking to myself, I need to go hop on Amazon and look for one. I also realize that we've offered quite a few suggestions here, so I will make sure that we drop some links down in the description so that you can get easy access to some of the stuff that we mentioned.
Absolutely. And I want to encourage you to, take the opportunity to see if this fits into your lifestyle.
How about make it fit into your lifestyle?
Yeah, make it fit into your lifestyle.
Worth it.
It's so worth it because our lives are so busy and there's so much technology. It's old school. There's just something very intimate about reading a book together as a family, and looking back, I do not regret any night like turning the TV off or closing the computer or putting the phone away and sitting down and reading with the kids.
So true.
So thanks for joining us on our family reading night. If you're interested in learning anything more about the ways we build our family culture, take a second, subscribe to our channel. You can also find us on Instagram. I'm on Instagram, Comstock Clan Dad, and Christy is
Comstock Clan Mom.
Wonderful.